Okay, sir. So could you introduce yourself? Who are you?
Sure. My name is Soujana Bhumkar. I'm one of the founders and the CEO of a company called Cooliris.
Tell us about the company.
And I represent one of the, we are a great team of technical and business developers, 43 people based in United States, in Palo Alto, and a small team in Tokyo, Japan.
Now, we're here on your shoulder here. We've got a LiveShare there. So tell us about what's LiveShare.
Wonderful. Yes, the LiveShare is something we are extremely excited about. It's what we call, in sort of geek language, a next generation communication service for content discovery. And what that really means in simple, plain English words, it enables the user to really control whether they want to broadcast their communication, their message, or they would like to narrowcast it to a smaller audiences and small groups. And
I see, and you give an interesting presentation here. Just to take us through the points you're making.
Sure. So in the presentation specifically, we were talking about LiveShare, and LiveShare we really talked about as an application that is more cross-platform, available on all pretty much Windows Phone 7, on Android and iOS as well, but more also in terms of a service, which means LiveShare as a sharing service can be made available to not just our application but to other applications that are on the platform.
And what should the audience be thinking about your service? To give them some perspective.
Sure. I think so. What really makes it really interesting and unique is the fact that if you look at the carriers, if you will, they have had access to a phone and the contact list for such a long time. And what we really thought of this as a new revenue opportunity that we can bring to the carriers, the telcos, or even OEMs for that matter, more from a recurring basis, rather than thinking of this like, oh, let's just monetize it for the sake of monetization. Users love the application because it gives them the unique power, the control that I can take a piece of photograph, I can comment on it, and to give you an idea, like I left public posting when my mother-in-law joined Facebook, right? So it's kind of like not safe for public posting anymore for me. But I have a bunch of buddies with, depending on the context, I will share something with them. Or tomorrow, I'm not in London. If I go to some other country, it's a different context. I can co-create with a group of people. All of this, by the way, underlying all of this sharing service and sharing application is a new monetization model that we are also bringing to the market with what we call as immersive 3D advertising, which is a premium advertising service, about a 20x increase compared to any other standard mobile advertising that you can get. But the biggest aspect of that is it makes the brands and marketers put out an experience rather than an ad, and that experience is highly memorable and very, very, it's something that the users carry with them. And obviously we are excited to launch that with InMobi as a partner here in UK.
Now, you're here at the BlueVia and Microsoft announcement. What's your perspective on that?
So we loved it. Honestly, I think for the first time we saw, again, in their partnership, what they were thinking about is what can we do to solve a developer's problem. As a startup, as I mentioned, Silicon Valley companies are not known to think of monetization until much later in the game, or perhaps not even worry about it at all. For us, that's a uniqueness that we always think of monetization as a part of the DNA. It's woven into the fabric of the product itself. And that is something that we closely related to what BlueVia did, which is they took the cost model and they inverted it upside down and made it into a revenue model for us, and really enable the economics to be in such a way that when we are thinking of our engagement model, when a new notification is sent out to a new user or the recurring users, we don't have to think of it as cost, but we really think of it as, okay, this actually now makes money on a recurring basis for us.
Sure. Now, where can we find out more about your company and about the opportunities to work with your company?
So I think, so Cooliris, which sort of creates all immersive applications and all, it's www.cooliris.com, COOLIRIS.com. And if you want it specific to LiveShare, you can even pick it up from liveshare.com.
And have you anything to show us here?
Yeah, this is a pretty cool stream we have going on called, Where's Preston? Where Preston is one of our colleagues, and one of the developers. He started that and saying, again, rather than broadcasting it to a big audience who may not know the inside joke, this was a classic. Sorry, the Wi-Fi here is not great,
yes,
so.
Yeah.
this, maybe here.
There we go, there we go.
Right? And this was like an inside joke, or more of a visual Q&A, if you will. And it was amazing to see how it created a stream that is more sort of private and more relevant to our team.
Fantastic. Now, is this Windows Phone 7 at the moment?
Yes,
LiveShare.
that is correct.
Gotcha.
That
Any
is
other
exactly.
platforms?
Yes, we have it also available on other platforms. It's available today on Android, on iPhone, and on the web at liveshare.com.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time. Okay.